Hey guys, how we doing? Hi Heather, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you doing, Gaten?
Doing wonderful.
Look at this crowd. This is all for you. This is all for you, man.
This is great. This is great.
So I wanted to start by congratulating you and your cast on, what was it, a recent Emmy nomination for Stranger Things?
Yeah. It's exciting. It's exciting. 18 nominations.
18 nominations?
18 nominations.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel? You're 14 years old and your show is nominated for an Emmy.
It's great. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's definitely weird. You know, but I really don't focus on the Emmys they're fun to watch. I mean, I never really freaked out about the awards all that much because, I don't really do it for the awards. If you do it for the awards, you're doing it wrong, right?
Sure, so I'll just freak out for you. That's fine. So.
Thank you.
Okay, since we don't have a super long amount of time, we have a microphone that's set up right over yonder. I know it's a little bit intimidating. Just to clarify before we do get started,
yes.
Obviously you guys filmed season 2 of Stranger Things.
We did film season 2, yes.
Which is incredibly exciting.
It is, yes.
Gaten cannot talk about any plot points, so don't try to ask, don't try to be cute about it. We can't do it.
Like I'm on the plot, sorry.
So just that's off limits, but everything else, what do you say?
I feel like we're good. Let's get to go.
Do we have a willing volunteer at the microphone? Anybody? Yeah, you guys got to come to the mic so we can hear you.
Oh, sorry.
And the line begins. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I was.
What's your name? Go for it. Whoever, come on. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Katrina.
Hi, Katrina.
Hi, Gaten. My question is actually to find out, I'm not going to ask anything about season 2, even though we're all dying to know. But what tips and tricks have you learned from your fellow actors that have helped you with your acting? Like, especially the older ones. And
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's a good one. I've definitely learned how to prepare myself for the workday a lot better since like the first season because of the adult actors. Because I look at them, and in the first season, I even feel back as I look back, I'm like, why did I do that? I would go into work, go to my trailer, and be like, okay, get on set in 30 minutes. Okay, what scene am I doing? I have no clue. And so then once season 2 came around, I realized that was not working. So I made sure that I was looking at the adult actors, and they all knew exactly what they were supposed to say, when they were supposed to do everything, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that now. So, yeah. Be prepared is what I've learned.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
What's your name?
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again.
Good to see you, too. I was wondering, since you have such like a great voice, you have a beautiful voice, in your future, do you ever see like a music career?
Oh, wow. I don't really know about a music career, but as I have been on Broadway before, I think that after I graduate high school, I think that I'm going to try and get back into the routine of performing on stage in New York and everything, because I definitely have a great time with it. I don't see any reason not to like it. I mean, it's very different worlds as theater and film. They're just very different, and it really is a completely different acting experience altogether. Though it is acting, it really does seem like a different line of work completely. And I think I definitely want to get back into this routine of that, just especially to keep training my voice, because ever since I've been doing Stranger Things, I haven't been singing as much, as it is not a musical. So I definitely want to get back into training my voice. So I think after I graduate school, I'll definitely focus on that more. Thanks, that's a good question. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Oh yeah, it's the anniversary today, guys. July 15th. July 15th, guys. 1 year anniversary of Stranger Things release on Netflix. Nice.
And we get to celebrate it together.
I know, right? I get to celebrate it here. What better way to celebrate it, right, guys?
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn. Good to see you again.
Do you have a favorite episode of season 1?
That's a hard one. You know, you gotta love episode 1 because it starts off, it introduces all the characters. Gotta love episode 8 because it ties everything together and leaves a little bit more for people to wonder about. But I think to film was probably episode 6 because of how much like we got to do, especially towards the end of the episode at the quarry with the bullies and the knife up to my throat. Good stuff, guys. It's good. No, but that was definitely a fun scene to film. Definitely had a great time filming that whole episode. There's just so much, like, it kind of is like the major rising action episode that kind of starts the climax. Like episodes 1 through 5 is really explaining, especially 5, the flea and the acrobat. It explains exactly what the Upside Down is and everything that Mr. Clark, who Randy is amazing. Love Mr. Clark. He's like my favorite character in that show. I love Mr. Clark. But he explains everything about what the Upside Down is and how it works and how it could be possible for us to get there. And then episode 6 starts our journey on getting there, which is really cool.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
Nice hat. What's your name?
Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi. I was wondering, since it is the anniversary of Stranger Things, what has been one of your favorite parts of filming and being with the cast?
Ooh, well, there you just said it right there, being with the cast. My favorite part of filming, though, I feel like learning is really what is great about it, because my career is just starting. I mean, I got the part more than 2 years ago. It seems like yesterday, but 2 years ago is really when it really took off for me. When I started filming season 1, but I feel like the best part about this is learning from the Duffer Brothers, Matt Ross and Sean Levy, and the other actors. That's what's really spectacular about being a child actor, is because you get to have that level of experience that a lot of actors don't get to have going into their careers.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
What's your name?
Mackie.
Hi.
I know you've met a lot of people, and you probably met a lot of people today, but what was your favorite experience with a fan?
Favorite experience with a fan? Wow. It's a really, really hard one. I might be when I was, it wasn't really a specific fan, but it was with a large group of fans at San Antonio Comic-Con, because that was my first con, and I really got to meet everyone. I hadn't gotten to meet that many people who appreciated the show, and that much. I feel like that was really like the point where I got to interact most with my fans, and I was really just getting into the process of these cons. I love them because I get to meet all you guys, because you guys are the reason that I'm sitting on this stage right now. Thank you. I just want to say that. But
Yeah, you guys.
San Antonio, probably because it's really just, it was the first time I really got to meet everyone.
Thank you.
Of course.
What's your name?
Rain.
Hi.
Hi. My question is, what was your favorite scene to film?
My favorite scene to film. It's really a tie. It's a tie between the first scene that you see the boys in, the scene where they're playing D&D in the basement with the pizza and everything. It's one of my favorite scenes because it was filmed so well. Not just saying camera quality wise, because I mean the camera quality is amazing on the show. I just got to say that it's amazing. And but not just like the way it was set up, but just the way they let us film it, because it was our first day of filming. It's the first thing they ever shot of the show, and they were so good. They were just like the Duffer Brothers just caught on. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew exactly how to make a good show, and that is to let the boys create themselves on camera. They let us create our characters in that one scene. You see Mike's determination. You see his leadership in that scene. You see his loyalty to the group. Lucas, you see kind of his edgy feel about his character. You see kind of his tendency to kind of be a little bit of a hothead, but he's just like so caring and protective about his group. You see the vulnerability of Will, which really is shown throughout the entire season. You see that vulnerable, weak side of him, but you also see his kindness and his sweet, and you just see Dustin and his funny tendencies. I feel like he's just funny and he doesn't even know it. It's like you're definitely getting into, with his character, you're getting into like a Chunk vibe from the Goonies. Right? I feel like he's kind of a mix of all of them, of the Goonies characters, but I feel like Chunk definitely shines out. And I feel like that one, and also the scene in episode 6 by the quarry with the knife and everything, because it's cool. I get to run by a cliff and I get to do cool stuff. And yeah, that cliff is all real. It's actually, you guys watch The Walking Dead? You know the camp set up in the first season? That quarry is the same quarry that we filmed at for Stranger Things, yeah. Look at it and you will see very many similarities there. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah, thank you.
You were just talking about the first scene when we do get to know all the characters. Now, was that your first time playing Dungeons and Dragons, or have you gotten to play since?
That was our first time ever even like touching any equipment from Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, we still haven't gotten to play it yet, like we haven't gotten to play a campaign. What? Sorry.
He doesn't have time, guys.
No, it's just, I probably do have time, I just haven't done it yet.
Well, you're in the right place if you ever want to play.
Yeah, right, yeah.
What's your name?
Talon.
Hey, Talon, good to see you again, buddy. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
One thing I'd like to ask you is, what are some tips for new actors that you could give?
Know your lines, of course, but get a manager or an agent. Make sure you look for them. I started in I'm from New Jersey, close to New York, so it was easier for me. But find a manager and an agent, because you're not going to be able to get many jobs without them. Not going to be able to get any jobs without them. Even I had a manager, and it took me 2 years to get my first role of just constant auditioning every week. So make sure you get one of those, and also just know what your strength is in acting, because. And if you're weak in another form of acting, make sure you go to classes for it, which I really want to get into more dramatic acting classes, because as Dustin is kind of a comedic role, I feel like my strengths lie in the comedic role type, and I really want to get into the mood of a dramatic feel to expand my acting ability and acting range. So make sure you just practice a bunch of different types of acting skills so you're more equipped for a wider range of auditions.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
What's your name?
Ryan. Besides Dustin, who's your favorite character in Stranger Things?
Well, Mr. Clark, as I explained there, because he's just funny and charming, and you just like to whenever he's on stage. Who here, whenever he gets on screen, you just feel like happier, because it's like, aw, Mr. Clark, aw, it's like the nerdy science teacher. It's like older Dustin. Dustin is probably gonna be Mr. Clark when he gets older. That'd be really cool if he were like the AV club teacher and the science teacher later on. That'd be really cool. But probably Hopper, because I feel like his character has the most mystery behind it. Okay. Really, I mean, Eleven's got a very mysterious personality behind her, but we really do get to know her backstory even in season 1. You know who her mother is, you know where she started, you know how she grew up, and you know how she escaped. You know everything about her. But Hopper, though he may have more of just like a feel of just a man and no like superpower to him, his emotions are so hidden, and he hides everything, and you only get like a little peek through the curtain into his life in season 1. And I really hope that throughout the season we get to learn more and more and more about him, because he's just got so many layers. Thank you.
What's your name? You
know the mic there, buddy. There you go.
Thank you. What's your question?
I can't hear you, buddy.
Say it one more time.
Is it on?
I caught half of that.
I caught half. I heard something about 11. Let me just come down for you. Let me just come down with you. Oh. All right. What's your question, buddy?
Why did 11 die?
Why did 11 die? The question is, why did 11 die? Well, first of all, we don't know if she is dead or not. That is not confirmed. Nothing. We cannot say if she died or not. I can say that we will learn more about her character. I don't. That's a weird question, because it's not. She didn't die. I mean, not saying that she's alive, not saying that she's dead. It's nothing confirmed. I can't confirm anything, guys. That's a trick question. He was put up to this. He was put up to this. He's trying to confuse me.
He's a plant.
I gotta hide.
Oh no! We need you.
It's a trick question. Well, I can't say if she's dead or alive, so I can't really answer that question, because if I were to answer that question, that'd spoil a lot. Not saying she's dead, not saying she's alive. Nothing.
Good question, though.
Good question, though.
Great question.
Really stressing me out.
What's your name?
I'm Luke.
Hi, Luke.
So you have great hair. I just want to let you know that.
Thank you.
So my question is, if you were ever asked, would you shave your hair to 11's length for the show at any point in time?
For the show, if they wanted me to do it?
If they asked you to do it, like,
Heck
hey,
yeah.
Nice.
I like my hair, guys, but it is getting way out of hand. I need a haircut now. Like, really bad. It's just getting really out of hand. I can't do anything with it, really. It's just like, I like having the curly hair. Everyone says it's really lucky to have the curly hair. I understand that. It's really cool to have the curly hair. I like it. But there's nothing you can do with curly hair. Who here has curly hair? Curly hair people? Yeah. Who here knows my pain of not being able to do anything with it? Pretty much everyone. Pretty much everyone with curly hair, right? You can't do anything with it. Luckily, it looks good the way it is. But if they wanted me to shave my head, yes, please, get it off.
Nice.
Now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can't like put it in a man bun? Like, is that
No,
not
thanks,
an
I'm
option?
good.
No. What's your name?
Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Hi. I'm not sure about next season, but you can just give us a white lie as of now. Like, depending on whoever you haven't had a scene with yet, as far as actors and actresses with the show, who would you want to have like a scene with?
Would I want to have a scene with? Well, maybe I've gotten scenes with the person I've already got a scene with, and maybe you're just trying to trick me into saying that I have a scene with someone. Is that what you're doing, Paul? I see your trickery.
Just humor me, please.
He was in cahoots with the other little kid.
Yes,
I
he's in
see what's
cahoots
going
with
on
the other
here.
one. They're trying to get stuff out. No, I feel like I definitely want to do a scene with Miss Winona and David, Mr. David. But you know, I feel like I really want to work with, the teenagers a lot more. Because like Natalia, Charlie, Joe, these guys are so great. We just get along so well. Like all of them are really cool. And in the first season, we didn't get to do much with them. We don't know if well, I do, but you guys don't know if I get to do much with them later on or if I don't. But yeah, I really like to work with the teenagers a lot more.
Thank you.
They're actually in their 20s. They're like 25, but they're teenagers. I call them teenagers.
Before we get to this next question, did you want to talk about the CCD Smiles?
I would love to talk about CCD Smiles. So who here is aware of what CCD Smiles is? Hey, there we go. Well, there were a lot of people who had no clue. And what CCD Smiles is, a lot of you may know. Who here recognizes the word cleidocranial dysplasia? A few more of you, because I have said it in the show. Episode 1, I talk about it. And this condition is a real condition, and it causes my dental problems. Actually, I'm going to just do it now. Yeah, that wasn't special effect. I actually have dental issues. And what this is, it's a genetic bone, it's a bone condition that affects your growth, it affects your jaw structure, and most people who have it are born without their collarbones. And what this causes me to have the trick for me to be able. Yeah, but it affects a lot of things, and it can be a big struggle. I have a very mild case of it. I do have a very mild case of it, which I'm very lucky about. I'm very happy that I have a very mild case of it, because a lot of people who have it have a lot of complications, and not just their teeth. But they also have them in their skull structure. You know, you have a soft spot when you're born. It clears up in how many months? Like
You're asking the wrong
a few
person
months.
here.
Like it clears up in a few months. And it can be dangerous for people to have it in their life, because if something falls on them, they can get seriously hurt, even killed if it's pointy. And I had my soft spot until I was 7 years old. I was 7 years old, and it finally closed up. Thank God. A lot of people still have their soft spot opened up, and it's very dangerous. But a lot of people also have spinal issues. A lot of people. My dad met someone who had to get like several spine surgeries because of this condition. And so a lot of people didn't know about this, and now that I get to talk about it in the show, which I'm very grateful for, I'm trying to help start a charity called CCD Smiles. And what this is, it's an organization that is trying to raise money for people who can't afford to get dental care, because a lot of what the issue is a lot of doctors will say that it's dental, and a lot of dentists will say that it's medical. And so a lot of people won't won't accept it, and like it can be a very weird struggle financially. And so what we're trying to do is raise money and get it out there that it is a medical condition and also a dental condition. It can go either way for how severe or how mild it really is. But we're just trying to raise money and help people who have this get their teeth fixed. I'm in the process right now. In September, I get my second surgery, and then after that, I will be getting braces to help push, like, most of my teeth are baby teeth. I'll be extracting those and pulling my teeth down and straightening the ones down there. And so my process is basically just starting. I've only got one surgery so far, but yeah, it's just trying to help kids and adults who have this condition who haven't been able to get help for it.
That's amazing. That's so awesome.
I did. I had stuff. Rick, thank you.
He got stuff, guys.
I got stuff, and it's just swag, and I'm just gonna throw them out. Here you go. Yay, swag! Yay, everyone likes it.
I feel like we're at like a baseball game, and you're like the human
I
T-shirt
know, right?
kid.
I feel like I'm at like a baseball game. Ready? I'm gonna do like a little like spin.
Wait, we have to do like, all right, let's hear the middle part of the room to see who wants to get the shirt, guys.
Hey, you gotta like hype them up. I'm not good at being hyped, so you gotta like join.
It's a good throw.
I don't have a good arm, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just.
All right, you want to try the right side of the room?
I haven't gotten anyone over on that side yet, so I'm gonna try and throw it over there. All right, we good? Yeah.
Oh wow, that was like an alley-oop.
All right, and Rick, I don't feel like. Oh, I'll throw that one out too. I haven't gotten anyone out there, so I'm gonna throw it as far as I can out there. That's as far as I can throw it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not. What? Chug these? Oh, bags. This
He's
isn't
still
gonna go
going,
far at all. This isn't gonna
He
go
brings
far
the
at all.
swag.
You know, I'm gonna do like something really cool. I'm gonna get both at the same time. Yeah.
Wait, what's happening? I don't know. Okay. Protect your eyes, everybody. Protect your eyes. All right, all right. This is like the Olympics. That's awesome. That is so cool.
That was fun. I don't know. I thought that'd be cool. Just to get you guys there, and if you wanna.
One more question about that. Did you mention it was genetic?
Yeah, actually, a lot of people. Most of the time, it is passed down through generations. 60, 70% of the time, it is genetic and it is passed down hereditary. But mine was spontaneous, so it just happened. It's never been in my family history. Yeah, I was just like, just give him that. All right, there you go. What does he have? No one knows. We'll grow up and see what happens. See, that's what's hard with the spontaneous cases, is because a lot of times you don't know, people don't know how to deal with it. But a lot of parents who have it and give it to their kids, the parents are more prepared for what's to come, which is good. But yeah, it affects a gene. The Runx2, actually, I did remember that in a video that I watched about it, that someone actually made. If you go on the Wikipedia page for cleidocranial dysplasia, there's going to be a video there. You will know it because my picture is on it, and he explains everything so well. I had no clue about any of this. And this guy, because he saw me in the show, he decided to do a bunch of research on it, make a video on it. So make sure you go check that out. It's really cool.
That is really cool. And now it's awesome that we have you as a spokesperson to learn more about it.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. That's what's been hard the whole time. Many doctors and other people who have the condition have been trying to start many charities for it, but it's been hard because it's not very common and people don't really have the platform to talk about it. But now I've literally got a platform to talk about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel? We can take a few more questions. We got
Let's
about
take a few more
15, 20-ish more minutes.
Well,
so
then let's talk for 15, 20 minutes.
let's do it. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
I was wondering, since you are on Broadway, do you have any favorite musicals? And if so, what is your favorite quote or lyric from them?
Thank you for this question. Thank you. Favorite musicals, Phantom of the Opera is the first one up there. Love Phantom, guys. Les Miserables, because I was in Les Mis, and it's gorgeous. I played Gavroche. If you want to, I don't want to say. I'm not prepared. But Les Mis is up there. Godspell, I love Godspell. Dogfight, Pippin. I just love
You
all
like the
of it.
classics. That's cool.
Yeah, I like the classics and a lot of new ones. Dear Evan Hansen and Hamilton. I'm in love with Ben Platt. I am. He's amazing. He's so good. I don't know how anyone could ever train themselves to have vibrato like Ben Platt. Who knows what vibrato is? Please tell me. Okay, a few people. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about. Cool. Nice.
They're a very
Thank you.
smart audience.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, favorite quote or line from them. Dang it. Wow, that's a hard one. I have no clue. I haven't thought about that. Yikes. I do have one, actually. It's from a song. It's actually the song, the whole message behind the song put out there. Beautiful City from Godspell. The song is basically saying that there can be rough times, but if we all go together, make sure that we're not focusing our lives, because our lives are short. We're not just focusing our lives on debating with each other and making like fights and everything. If we just come together and be happy together, we can build a beautiful city.
He got the microphone in his hand. This kid is prepared. What's
I know,
your
I
name?
get prepared. I'm ready for this.
This is an interview now. What's your
Yes.
name?
Amir,
Hi.
did Stranger Things get you interested in the 80s?
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely interested in it before Stranger Things, before I even got the offer and heard about it, because I had watched all the movies that they recommended me to watch. They said, Gaten, we'd like you to watch all these movies. I'm like, check, 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 got that. Haven't seen that one, got that. And but I was already always into the 80s. I love all the music, and I love all the films. My dad definitely taught me a lot about it because he was 16 in '83, so around the same age, a little bit older, but I'm the same age as Dustin. So I definitely got to learn a lot more about it before I got the offer. So it wasn't too hard to prepare for it, but yeah, definitely got to learn more about the 80s because of Stranger Things. I almost said season 2. What?
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Katie.
Hi, Katie.
First, it's really cool to meet a fellow 14-year-old who's successful in doing
14.
good things.
It's a good age.
My question is, out of all your cast and crew members, who do you think would make the best president and why?
Wow. It's a weird question. I don't know. I have no clue. Wow. What? Oh, Dustin? Dustin should be president?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know, guys. This is a weird question. I don't think about that.
Are you saying their character from Stranger Things or
Character?
in real life?
It's not a
It could be
character.
the character or the actor.
Characters. I think if we're gonna go characters, Barb? Yeah? I feel like if we're gonna go characters, yeah, Barb's great. Guys, Shannon Purser, nominated for Best Guest Appearance in a TV Show for the Emmy. She's nominated. I'm so proud of her. Guys, let's give that to her. I'm so happy for her. But probably Hopper, because he's got more of a head on his shoulders, and he's definitely more of a leader, I'd say, out of all the characters. I feel like Dustin, though, as much as I love Dustin, I feel like he wouldn't make the best president. He's a smart kid and all, but he yells about chocolate pudding and talks about and compares life-threatening situations to Lord of the Rings. That's probably not something.
That's a fun presidential campaign.
Yeah, it's fun. Sure.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's what we need. I think we need a Dustin for president
We need
right
a
now.
Dustin.
What's your name?
Hi, my name
Hi.
is Niobe.
Hi.
What was your least favorite part about filming Stranger Things?
Being far away from home, because we shot in Atlanta, and I'm from New Jersey, so it's very different than Jersey. I'm not from an urban area like Atlanta. It's very busy there. It's not a lot of open field, not a lot of open area there. Also, had to be away from my family. I'm very close with my family. The farthest one of us lives from each other is like 10 minutes drive. Like really, we're very close. The closest one lives literally a few houses down from me. We're very close, so to be away from them for more than half the year is rough.
And also, is it possible to take a selfie with you?
Selfie with me.
See, here's the thing. If you take one with her, everyone's going to want one. So what I would say is at the end of the panel, we're going to take a big group selfie, and then you can visit him at his booth, and then you can take one, you know. Is that okay?
That's better.
I don't want to make it unfair.
Yes, of course. That's what I was concerned about as well.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
What's your name?
Elaine.
Hi, Elaine.
And I'm self-appointed oldest fan of yours and the show. My question is, it seems like you guys all get along so good, and when you're offset and do you play around a lot with your friends, like the cast, and do you do anything like when you're not filming?
Well, we would, but we all hate each other, so.
Yeah, I can tell.
We can't stand each other. None of us. We're always getting in fights. Always. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we definitely try and do as much stuff as we can. But I mean, we see each other like when we're filming, we see each other every day. Like, because not only do we have to film, but we have to go to school as well. So when we're not filming.
So you all take classes together?
Yeah. It's funny because we all have different curriculums, different grades. We're not all like actually the same age because Noah, who's the youngest, is now in 7th grade, I believe. He's going into 7th grade. And Caleb, who is the oldest, is going into his junior year in high school. So there's kind of a bigger age gap there. So I mean, when we go to school, it definitely is hard on the teachers. Props to them because they work very hard trying to make sure that we get a proper education while working. But we take classes together, and I feel like we spend most of our time in school together. But it's just enough time to spend with each other because we love each other so much, and we really are like siblings.
It seems like you're
we are very close. We are very close.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Teresa with Nerd Herder Pod.
Hi.
On screen, one of the best things from a viewer perspective is the chemistry between you guys. And Dustin obviously offers a lot of comedic breaks throughout the show.
Yes, it's one of my favorite parts about him.
I have a two-part question.
Yes.
Who is the easiest cast member to play off of in terms of comedy?
That's
and
great.
Who is the hardest?
The easiest is by far Caleb. Caleb McLaughlin, who plays Lucas. Because him and Dustin they remind me of an old married couple. Because the reasoning for this, we even talk about this as me and Caleb, but we have a relationship like an old married couple because they like get in little mini arguments and then they always overcome it and they're like, I'm sorry. Can we hug it out? I'm sorry. You know, and then they have like such a close bond, and his character, Lucas, is so like serious in many ways, and Dustin is just goofy, and Lucas never breaks, but Caleb does. Because his character and Dustin and Lucas, they're different, but they combine so well and the hardest, Caleb's the easiest because of how the characters collide, but the hardest is probably Millie because of her very serious tone and just, as 11, not as Millie, but as 11, like, just. And if you have to like do a comedic scene, if you have to do comedic moments with 11, it's really hard because the other boys are allowed to chuckle and laugh, but 11 just has to be like, what is that? But it's definitely harder with her because she thinks I'm pretty funny. So she laughs a lot when we do the scenes together. I remember we were doing a scene, when they're talking about Will and how they're mourning his loss in the gym, and I walk in the room and I say abhorrent, and I walk out and I talk about how freezing it is in Sweden when Mr. Clark catches us in the hallway. It's cool, but that was really hard because I remember this one moment. It was unscripted. I actually put it in the show. If you watch back, you'll see it. 11 is looking around at all the kids, and she ends up looking at me there, and I end up looking at her, and I just go. And she just looks blankly. She's just like. And that moment, we filmed it like 3 times because she just started laughing at me. I'm like, why are you laughing? She's like, I don't know.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Mary Jane.
Hi, Mary Jane.
I was wondering, what's your favorite line that you say in Stranger Things?
That's a hard one. You know, it might be just good. I mean, it's probably going to sound like, oh yeah, it's his favorite line, but the chocolate pudding line, because the reasoning behind it isn't because the line was amazing. It's because of how it changed. Because when we first started, we filmed that like a few times, like 4 times. When we first started, I had my back turned, and the first time, it's like a light, it's like a light holler, like Mike, I found it, and then I turned back, but and then it just morphed to Mike. In 3 takes, it morphed from that and went to different levels. And Caleb was able to take the excitement of my reaction to the chocolate pudding and use it himself, because when he's collecting the chocolate pudding, he is so amused by the fact that there's chocolate pudding in there. If you look back, I think he might be laughing at me, but you look back, he's going with that face. It's just really intense and determined at the fact that he's getting chocolate pudding. And after I screamed, Mike, I found the chocolate pudding, they had to cut immediately. They were gonna keep it on us for a little longer, but they cut because everyone started laughing. And I didn't know why. And then I looked back, and the voice crack and just like the weirdness of the awkwardness of the way I was holding the pudding, it was all just weird. Like the voice crack was unscripted. Like the voice crack because I'm puberty. It's just the truth. You're allowed, but yeah, the chocolate pudding line, definitely.
Well, the question is, do you like chocolate pudding?
Yeah, I like chocolate pudding. It's not my favorite food in the world. You know, I actually like vanilla pudding more than chocolate pudding myself.
Vanilla pudding fans,
like,
all right.
I love like banana pudding. I love banana pudding. Banana pudding is thebomb.com.
You got him. All right, we have 10 more minutes. What's your name?
Michaela.
Hi, Michaela.
Okay, this is a would you rather question.
Oh, would you rather?
So, would you rather Stranger Things or singing?
Stranger Things or singing? I feel like I would definitely say Stranger Things because I can just sing on my own time. I can't do Stranger Things if I have a singing career. Because if I'm doing Stranger Things, I can sing and post it on the internet and be like, hey, there's me singing. You know, you can do both if you have Stranger Things, but if you don't have Stranger Things, you can sing and then not have Stranger Things, you know? Because, I mean, there's no way you can just have a big singing career and leave that behind and be able to do something as remarkable as that show. So probably Stranger Things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thankfully, you don't have to choose.
I know, right? I get to sing and do Stranger Things.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am a huge fan, of course, of Stranger
Thank
Things.
you. Thank
but I'm a Broadway geek above everything else. So
yes, love that. Love to hear that.
Right? My question is out of every role, what would be the dream Broadway role? We all have
Phantom of the
one.
Opera. Easy.
Yeah?
Phantom. Easy.
Oh,
Easily
okay.
the Phantom.
Nice.
And if not the Phantom, then who here's seen Les Mis? Les Mis. That's a good amount of people. Who here really studies it and knows who Enjolras is?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. That was not as many, but Enjolras in Les Mis.
Nice.
Aaron Tveit played him in the movie, and he did a great job. But if you look back, he's basically, for those of you who don't know who he is, he's like the leader of the revolution, the one who wears the red vest.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What's your name?
Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
My question is, if you could change or change a part in Stranger Things, what would it be?
Change? What do you mean by change? Like a plot line? Add a character?
Like a plot line.
Like a plot line. I would make Dustin the Green Arrow. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Plot twist. no, but season 2, guys. No. But nothing confirmed. but if I could change a major plot line, I don't really know because I haven't thought about it at all. That's a really good question because a lot of people will walk up to me and they're like, how many times have you seen it? And I've seen it once. They're like, what? You haven't studied each character every time you watch it and see the differences between them and how they interact with each character? I'm like, no. Not at all. I mean, I watch my show. I don't like watching my own work, so a lot of times I don't focus on like everything that happens. It really is a show that, though I love being on the show and everything, it's not my favorite show in the world because though it is an amazing show, I just don't like watching myself work, so I don't really focus on all that. But if I were to change it, wow, that's a really, really hard one.
Let's stick to the Green Arrow thing.
I'm gonna stick to the Green Arrow.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Give him a costume. There you
Yeah.
go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
What's your name?
Hi.
Ava.
Hi, Ava.
My question is, what was the most intense scene for you to film in season 1?
The most intense scene for me to film was probably the scene by the quarry that I've explained with the knife up to my throat and stuff like that, because that's always scary. But yeah, probably that scene by the quarry, because not just because the fact that we had to learn how to like pretend to swing sticks at each other and stuff like that, but it was really intense because I had to look like I was scared for my life, which I've never been before. I've never been scared. I've never been in such danger that I feared for my life. So to try and replicate what I've seen people like in other movies look like, that's always a really, it's just a weird feeling. It's like if you go overboard, people are like, whoa, chill out, dude. But if you're just like under, they're like, he's not that scared. It's like, there's like a fine line in the acting of being scared for your life, because I was trying to get tears, I was trying to cry, but it was very dry outside and cold, and so I wasn't able to like, it was just like really just like, and it happened so fast I didn't get time to get like real emotional, because when I'm running I can't be crying, I'm really just like trying to run, and then when Mike's about to jump off, I'm very emotionally damaged by just that moment, that it was just very hard to try and figure out how to replicate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so since we only have 5 minutes left and we have a decent sized line, we're going to literally have to rapid fire to get through everybody. So literally 10-second
Rapid fire.
answers,
10
just so
second
everyone
answers.
gets the opportunity. All right, let's do this. Rapid fire.
I don't like these. I don't like these.
Okay, hi, my name
Hi.
is Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
This is a non-Stranger Things question,
A
but
non-Stranger
what
Things
is your Hogwarts house?
What?
Your Hogwarts house.
Hufflepuff, all the way, 100%. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Easily.
So far, so good.
It's my favorite.
Hi, my name is Nina.
Hi, Nina.
My question is, were you surprised when Stranger Things became an overnight phenomenon? Because I didn't see much
Yeah, actually, I was pretty surprised, because it started out, it was going to just be a mini-series and stuff. It wasn't going to be much to it, but then people liked it, and it happened, and it still hasn't sunken in yet. I'm still like, what? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Landon.
Hi, Landon.
It's awesome to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And what gave you the idea that you wanted to pursue acting?
My sister, because she was into musical theater a lot, and she was listening to a lot of Broadway soundtracks, and she wanted to start auditioning for those, and so I started auditioning along with her, and then eventually that love grew into the screen, on the screen, and then just keeps progressing as my career continues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Liam. So I was originally going to ask for a high five, but after the selfie question got shot down, I decided to change my question.
You can get a high five. Gosh, you can come here and get a high five.
The real one,
please. There you go.
So I changed my question to, what would you say your biggest strengths and weaknesses are as an actor?
My strengths are that I'm a good comedic actor, but my weaknesses are that I haven't had a lot of experience in dramatic acting. Like I just explained, being scared for your life is hard to pretend to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cool, sure.
Hi, my name is Brady.
Hi, Brady.
What is your favorite thing to do when the cameras aren't on?
That's a hard one. I like to not be on camera. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking around. Probably I like to hang out with my family. I like to be home when the cameras aren't on. I get to travel a lot. A lot of people say, don't you like traveling to all these places? I do like traveling, but not when you're traveling everywhere except from where you're from. That's what's not so exciting about the whole traveling thing, is being away for so long. Because when I travel for long periods of time. Like I said, season 2 took 8 months to film. So, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Hi. My name is Penny.
Hi, Penny. I remember you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
And what was your favorite scene? Like not the set, but the scene.
My favorite scene to film, or just my favorite scene my favorite overall scene?
Surrounding, I guess.
Okay, my favorite scene, I think, was at the very end of the show with Hopper and Joyce in the Upside Down, and when they find Will, especially with David's performance, when he was literally punching Will back to life, the emotion in David's voice, because he really is talking. Will is his daughter at that moment. Will is his daughter at that moment, and his performance in that scene was so compelling. I got emotional and I was teary-eyed for that scene, mainly because of David and Winona and how they worked off of each other and how Noah did in that scene. And yes, he was punching a dummy. He was not punching Noah. I'm gonna show you that. No, but probably that scene because of the emotion that was portrayed by David.
Thank you.
All right, this kid hopped in line, but we'll let him do it anyway.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Louie.
Hi, Louie.
And I was wondering, are you a DC or Marvel fan? And if, which is your favorite superhero?
I got this one already. Marvel, because of how expanding. I know. I mean, I love DC. I love The Flash. I love Green Arrow, like I said. Batman's always cool. But I gotta say Marvel because of how different each. It's just so there's so much to look at in Marvel, and my favorite superhero is Spider-Man because I want to be Spider-Man. Oh my God! And the new movie that came out, guys, it's so good. It is so good. Tom Holland is the perfect Spider-Man.
And also, do you have an Xbox or PS4?
I have a PS4.
All right, so at this point, we're gonna take a big